Hello everybody and welcome to the first of CSW Group's series of webinars, My Choices. This is a series of short webinars that we are running all of this week, and each will be looking at a different aspect of career development and employability. We are also making these webinars freely available to a wide range of young people in different educational settings, both those in mainstream education and also those who are home educated. So today we're going to be hearing from my colleague Mike Shail, who is one of our career development consultants here at CSW, and he will be delivering a presentation entitled All About Me, My Skills and Personal Qualities. We want these sessions to be interactive, so if you have any questions or comments, please enter them in the Q&A box on your screens and we will do our best to deal with those at the end. So without further ado, I will hand you over to Mike.
Thank you, Ollie. As we said, this is the first session of this week, entitled All About Me, My Skills and Personal Qualities. And as Ollie says, me, Mike Shail, is delivering. So the first screen we've got here, does say home educated, just highlighting where people could come from if they are home educated. There's many different reasons why people find themselves in the situations they're in. So there's a couple of options there to look at that may tie in with who we are. Even in mainstream, there's stuff there that may well tie into go, I recognise aspects that could be me there. So the whole reasons there: mainstream school not for you, excluded or asked to leave school, maybe sports person, professional. You might be a young carer, you might be in care or care leaver, may have mental health issues, could be a lifestyle choice, could be special educational needs up there, and also cover all. Another reason could be something else which I haven't thought of. Okay. So on this day one, we're here just there thinking about, well, what are your strengths? What are your successes? Because these are key things about things that's going to help us go somewhere in the future. We need to sort of start recognizing these things. It's not always easy to say, yeah, I'm good at that, or wow, I did achieve that. But we do have to start thinking about that if we want to have future success in the world of work. Something really important to bear in mind is how are you feeling? Feelings are hugely important as to how we can behave, how we interact, how we achieve, how we think about things. So it's always worth taking a moment to think, how am I feeling? Am I feeling really energized? Am I really feeling a little bit, not quite there at the moment? Or is something else distracting me? Whatever it may be. It's worth always taking a moment just to recognize that, because we may make different decisions and choices if we're feeling a different way for another time. So if we are thinking about future change, the question there says, how do you want to feel? We are thinking about future. So think about future feelings we may have. How do you want to feel about stuff? And how might you feel doing something new or something different as well? Again, give yourself that time to stop and think, would that feel all right for me? Is that something I want? Would it make me happy or, feel successful, whatever it may be? Think about future change. Okay, so a few think bubbles there. Where should I go? What research will help? All those options on the side, they're available to everyone, yes? Whether you're home educated, whether you're in school, apprenticeships there, college, a job with training, and post-16 home education, okay? So the thing we need to get a few ideas about is which one's going to suit us. So where should you go? What research will help? And as it highlights, any option is possible. So thinking about this, what do we mean by employability and success? It could be a whole range of things. Recognizing the skills you have that will help you to be successful in what you want to do for your next steps. That could be really helpful for employability. What do you need to do next? Investing in your future, developing your skills, taking action to do something that's going to go, that means I can achieve what I want to do, achieve those things that will make me feel good about myself. And also, what do we mean? Things like positive qualities, those traits, attitudes that increase your chance of success, whatever success means to you. So we've got a bit of another pause point here. Desirable skills and qualities, employers' viewpoint. Given that, the end point is to try and get people to pay us money in the world of work, either as an employer or maybe as a subcontractor, and getting money out of people that way, have a stop point here. You could possibly tap into the Q&A there, just to think about what are the most desirable skills or qualities employers look for. So I'll just pause for a second or three, about 30 seconds. If anyone does want to type anything in, think about what are the most desirable skills or qualities you think employers look for. Okay, so some of the ideas you may have come out with or be thinking of might be on the next list. Yeah, so we've got quite a few different ideas on there. And these actually ideas may be fairly complicated ones, not so straightforward, just one word things, but it's actually from research done by the Future of Jobs report down there from the World Economic Forum. So they're talking about, technology, design and programming, the whole thing about leadership and social influence, reasoning, problem solving and ideation, so actually thinking about things. This is what employers are saying they're looking for. And these are the growing skills in the world. So if we're looking for success in that world, we need to find ways of building towards it to become, have proof and evidence that that is what we've got. So employers will say, I'll take you on. So just focusing on here, emotional intelligence. This is on the top 10 growing skills list. Emotional intelligence, that's the idea of actually having more control over what we're thinking and doing and our behaviours, understanding that aspect. And also by virtue of that, if we've got more control and understanding of ourselves, tends to think that we may well have more understanding of other people and other people's behaviours and thoughts. And that, again, is a skill that employers are looking for us all to have in the future. And now, obviously. So, jobs and change. A couple of facts here that you probably know about, but it's good, worth highlighting. Number one fact there, people change their jobs over their lifetime. It does happen. It's highly unlikely the job you first get is going to be the one you end up at, Another fact there, people gain promotions and face redundancy. Opportunities come our way and people go, oh, yeah, I'll take that. There's more money, more responsibility. Or unfortunately, the reverse may happen is like, well, actually, that job's not needed anymore, in which case we need to adapt. So the other one, fact is change happens. That is certain. Change does happen. And that bottom fact just highlights it for the current situation we're all in. COVID has changed how people can work. Home working is a lot more. Guess what? I'm working from home this very moment. So COVID has changed how people can work and actually made things a bit more normalized and achievable. So there's going to be 3 changes, 7 changes in your lifetime, 15 changes. As I say, certainly more than once. And the other 2 words down there, portfolio careers and multi-strand business. Portfolio careers is that idea that people have more than one employer, basically. They might have more than one job. So they might maybe work, 4 days a week in one day in another, or maybe work at the weekends or evenings alongside a more standard 9 to 5 type job, whatever it may be. But portfolio careers. Multi-strand business, that's the concept that certainly with the idea of self-employment, that again, people have different skills that they use in different ways to get money, again, because that's what it's about, isn't it? Multi-strand business, you might be self-employed, but actually maybe one day you're doing spreadsheets for a company and another day you're doing some sort of customer service or you're delivering a workshop, whatever it might be, a variety of ways you're getting some money in, okay? Here we go. I love this quote. To be employed is to be at risk. To be employable is to be secure. And that's from a guy called Dr. Peter Hawkins. To be employed is to be at risk. To be employable is to be secure. Simple précis of that, simple simplification of it is there, be adaptable. Consider chameleon. Now, if chameleon, who we got there, is just, being a chameleon, that's fine. But if chameleon is looking to get into the world of work, pretty obviously, chameleon's going to have to change. But chameleon's going to have to be adaptable. And it's working out how do we adapt? What do we need to adapt to? Because as work life goes on, we might have to keep on changing to either fit in a bit more with what's going on, or even possibly to stand out, to go, oh yeah, that person's really achieving well or doing something different, and we need that. So that strapline, that lifelong learning, work-long work-long adaptability. Got it. All right. So it's about being adaptable in the workplace. It's about making sure you've still got the skills, maintain the skills, and challenge yourself. So you need to be employable, as Dr. Peter Hawkins suggests. Heading. Great. I'm educated. How is this for me? And as I already alluded to at the start, it could be, again, any situation you're in. There's always opportunities to develop more employability skills. So it's thinking about, what do I need to be? How can I get the actual abilities that will give me a chance? What can I do that helps me to become more employable? Those transferable skills. And what else can I do? Yeah, it's as I said, it's putting those thoughts in, putting that effort in. Transferable skills, the ideas of things that we do in one environment that we can do in another. Yeah. Okay. Employability, my sort of simplistic equation here, Q plus E plus M, adding up for the pounds. So with the idea of employability, the chance of someone saying, yes, we'll give you a job or we'll give you that contract, suggesting that it's a mixture of Q, qualifications, E, experience, and something else beginning with M. What could that be? Motivation. Yeah, that drive, that determination. So our friend here with the wings on, he's clearly got some motivation. Not sure how far it's going to get, but he's got that desire. He's got that want to achieve something. And employability could be, in a simplistic view, thought of as these things. So it's getting that mixture together. And the truth is, the qualifications we get and the experience we get is all going to look different for everyone. And the motivation as well is going to be different because we're all individuals, which is hugely important. But you combine all those things and then you get something, and that something is you, basically. And it's what you're going to be offering the world of work. So making that package, changing it around is going to make a difference to how employable you are and how many skills and opportunities and chances you're going to get as well. And everyone comes in different packages, different sizes and shapes. Yeah, and that's okay because, as I say, the world is quite amazingly huge, and we're all unique. So it's about, there's going to be different shapes and whatever we've got, packages, as I say. Okay, so here we go. Skills and personal qualities. These sort of things, again, tend to be the sort of things when you look at job adverts, what employers start thinking about, start asking about. Skills could be your IT ability, how you do your organising, what negotiating skills you may have to actually get things sorted, whether you can express your opinions appropriately. Again, that's sort of tying back to emotional intelligence there. Personal qualities, that's sort of who we are a bit more. So talkative maybe, or energetic, you're a sociable person like people, where you're caring, trusting, personal qualities is sort of who we are. Skills, those things that we can adapt and move on, and sometimes are based quite strongly on our personal qualities, can lead us into that sort of way. So another one, look at this, resilience. You want to learn about resilience, you need to log back in about 3 o'clock, and there's another good webinar coming up about that after this one. So, transferable skills, so I mentioned it earlier. What you do in one place, how do we translate that and put that into another? Yeah. So if we're home educating or we're studying, whatever, how do we go from there into either self-employment, employment, and into the world of work? That's the things we're looking at. If you are able, if you could tap in and put an example of a sort of activity, thing that you could be doing, either at home or in the school environment, if you are in a school environment, something that gives you a bit of responsibility. If you're able to tap in anything, may be helpful, just to be thinking about, oh yeah, that's not just learning, that's doing something. These sort of things come our way, and it's about getting involved in stuff, and then in this case stopping and thinking about, well, what skills have I had to do to achieve that? Yeah. Okay, we'll go for this example here. If we're a pet carer, yeah, some of us got animals we look after, so I've called that a pet carer. We're thinking about that. So what tasks are needed? yeah, you might have to take it to the vets, you know, if your animal's ill or just needs a sort of routine checkup. I was going to say maintenance. There's not maintenance, is it? So it's like, you know, you may need to take it to the vets. But also there's something else, you know, might want to train your pet to do tricks, you know, like you have a dog rolling over or begging and all that sort of stuff. How do we get them to do these tasks that we want to happen? Guess what? It's by developing skills. So something like taking to your vets, there'll be team working involved, yeah? So you're going to have to organise the time, you have to maybe contact the vets, you're going to have to, you know, unless you're driving, you're going to have to get someone to maybe take you down there, so you have to organise that with a you know, family member maybe, or friend. You know, there's a whole heap of stuff involved in that. If it's a bigger animal, you know, you think like your horses, you're going to have to get other people involved. So there's definitely team working involved. Skill in planning routes. How do you get to the vets? Where is it? Like I said, the timing of it all. We need to be thinking about those aspects as well. And yeah, as I said, with tasks, there's always skills. Trying to do tricks, understanding motivation, rewards. There's always skills we're actually using or developing. So we need to start thinking about how can we stop and pause and think, oh yeah, that's a skill I'm developing. That's something that's going to help me in the future. And this is how we can actually identify it. So, why? Well, skills can be developed in many situations. Skills are in demand by employers and will help you get work. That's a definite, yeah? You can show people you've got skills, you've got a chance. So take time to think about the skills that you currently have, the skills you may need for what you want to do, and also the skills you want to have. And then have a thought here now about how to use this when we're applying for work, okay? So a lot of thinking, isn't it? A lot of thinking, oh yeah, it's about us, but action is critical. You've got to do something about these thoughts. Here we go. Apprenticeship site here. You may or may not log on to this site. Strongly suggest you do. Loads of information about apprenticeships. You can log on, get information directly emailed to you. So you can have current vacancies in your inbox. This is an example here from the apprenticeship site. And it's asking here, what are your main strengths? Straight off, and then you've got to share some of the skills and things you've got that tie into the jobs you're applying for. So it really, really works. You need to do it. Again, look at that other one. What skills would you like to improve during this apprenticeship? So you've got to start thinking about what skills you got, because they're going to say, which ones do you want to improve in this example, yeah? Other example questions we've got that employers may ask. Can you tell me about a personal achievement you're proud of? Clearly, that's communication skills, so we need to be thinking about those. Other question we got there, please describe a situation where you had to overcome a barrier to achieve something. Well, that's problem-solving skills, isn't it? Yeah, so that's something else to think about. What motivates you to do well? Clearly, motivation skills is what that's asking for. So we need to be thinking about, what does drive me? What makes me want to do things? Employer might ask you this one. What would you do if you had to deal with an angry or upset customer? Oh my goodness, what would you do? Well, yeah, you might get asked that. So you need to have a thought about, have I ever been in that sort of situation? How would I deal with it? Customer focus skills there, yeah? Okay, a few other sites here to be aware of. Obviously, these slides are available later on, as Ollie's been saying. Do.org about volunteering, national careers, background information about careers, and career pilot, similar, because I'm aware that lots of schools on the area have access to that. Our site, that's CSW Groups, is there. And a bit of information, if you are home educated, then please do contact CSW, and we can actually give you an individual career session, okay? So that's our website. So that's it. Any questions, then please do tap them in or get in touch afterwards, as we say.
Thank you very, very much, Mike. So we have got one question from Gemma Doughty, which is she raised the example of volunteering at BHF as an activity that a young person could be doing. So could you elaborate a little bit on, how that could be useful and the kind of skills that might be developed there, and how those could be useful in seeking work or applying for apprenticeships, maybe?
Yeah, sorry, did you say VHF?
BHF, so I guess a charity shop, really.
Oh, I see. Charity, my goodness me, the skills you can develop that are huge. You know, you're going to be meeting members of the public. You're going to be meeting random people where you haven't got a clue what they're going to be asking you, and you're going to have to be thinking on your feet, showing initiative, yeah, developing lots of ways of dealing with customers, like that example we had there about, you know, how do you deal with upset customers? You know, they might be looking for something that's not there, they might get upset. How do you deal with it? So the sort of skills you can get from doing, you know, charity work, charity shop work are immense. Just the actual idea of proving that you can get up in time and attend somewhere, you know, is actually a massive skill. And you'd be able to say, yeah, not only did I do it for school, I did it in my voluntary work as well. So there's loads. I could go on, to be honest. So absolutely loads you can get from that sort of thing. So thank you for that question. Yeah.
Thank you, Mike. And it's also true that if you have done any kind of voluntary work, then what you then get from that also is an employer reference. So if any of you listening are yet to apply for a job, this is the thing that you will need. You'll need somebody who has seen you, you know, fulfill different tasks, who's seen you, you know, hold a position of responsibility. And that's a person you can hopefully say positive things about you for when you go on to apply for paid work at some point in the future. So I don't think we've got any other questions there, Mike.
Okay, so thank you for taking part, as we say. So thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you very much. So we've got a feedback questionnaire. If you have got the time, we'd very much appreciate your feedback. It helps us understand what we're doing well. We always try and keep on doing that. So if you're able to attend, our next webinar is today. It's at 3 o'clock and it's called Getting Resilient for the World of Work, and that will be delivered by me, Oliver Jenkin. So thank you very much for attending. We're running these sessions at 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock all throughout the rest of the week. If you're unable to attend, they will be uploaded at a later date to our YouTube site. But other than that, thank you very much for attending today.
Thank you.